It's the Movie Toasty Show, here for you. Dennis and Adam joke about orgasms and sweet movie reviews. We talk about TV too, right?
I think so.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah! Movie Toast.
Hey, what is up, Toasties? A long time no see. How about you, Adam? How you doing?
I can't complain, Dennis. I'm just excited to be here with you. I feel like it's been a month, and there's a lot of things to talk about and review. How about yourself?
Same here. It always feels like too long between, but especially with given the little hiccup in the scheduling here, I'm glad you were able to get that figured out. And thank you for sticking with us there, Toasties. And we're always going to bring that toast to you, even if there's a little bit of a delay. We're not gonna deny you that buttery, golden, delicious sustenance we know you folks need. So
that's for sure. So I guess without further delay, maybe we get into a little thing called news.
Gather round, folks, it's time for the scoop. Tune your ears in, let's join the loop.
Scoop and a loop.
Scooping, looping, and who knows what else. And all right, folks. Up first, we mentioned briefly a little while ago that Greta Gerwig's Narnia movie might possibly be getting a theatrical run. And I know what you're thinking, why wouldn't it get it? Because it's a Netflix movie, and normally Netflix movies don't get that.
Very
but
true.
Very specifically, they are talking about doing it in IMAX, and it's now confirmed that 2 weeks before it drops on Netflix, it's going to be playing in 90 countries across 1,000 IMAX screens, starting on Thanksgiving Day, 2026.
Dang. Oh, awesome. Wow. And that's, it's kind of satisfying too, is given that we never got a resolution to the previous Narnia series of films. Like, I don't know. I remember enjoying, I didn't read all the books, but I read a couple of them, and I liked the movies. There's the 2 that we got, right? Or am I misremembering? Or did we actually get 3?
Maybe, I think it might have been 3. We got The Lion, the Witch, the Wardrobe, Prince Caspian, and I think the Dawn Trader. I could be wrong.
Voyage of the Dawn.
I only saw
Voyage
one
of the
them.
Dawn Treader. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh dang. Okay. Yeah. It's like I saw 2, but I didn't go beyond that. So, but still, there's a lot of story left. So
right.
That'd be great to get back into the old Narnia, get back in that wardrobe.
100%. But I'm more excited about getting back into something else, Dennis.
Oh, what's
something I'm very excited about? Something called Shrek 5.
Yes.
So this movie was slated to release next July 4th, but there's been a minor delay. Now DreamWorks is putting out Minions 3 on July 4th, but the upside is we're getting Shrek 5 on Christmas of 2026. So I feel like that's a wider
Christmas,
market.
Adam.
Yeah.
Look at that, and happy birthday! A little bit of each. Delayed birthday.
I know where I'm going to be.
Yeah, exactly. That's awesome. Nice, man.
Like, I had mixed feelings. Also in sad news, I don't have anything here specific, but the donkey that donkey was based upon has recently passed away. That they modeled him against. So that sucks. He had a cool name. Don't know what it was.
Dang, I wonder how old do donkeys get? 20,
I
30,
imagine a decent amount, right?
Yeah. Dang. Oh, wow. Well, I'm sure this will be a great tribute to the beloved Eddie Murphy character coming down the pipeline here.
Which also, if you like Donkey, after Shrek 5, he has announced that they're doing a Donkey solo movie, which it's like, I guess it'd be a prequel? I don't know.
Kind of have to be at this point, right? Yeah. Which is true. Right? And it stood on its own. So I guess, yeah, what's left? Gingerbread Man?
Ooh, Gingy? Hell yeah. I'm all about that. I got some little Shrek action toy thing. Not toys. They're like, well, I guess I'm not going to do. They're like these little like wannabe Funko Pop things I got for Christmas. Yeah. So I got them all right in front of my desk on my heater.
Nice.
Just looking at me. I got 2 Gingies now, but I love it. Anywho, sorry, I know
That's
that is
fine.
a weird rant I went on. Everyone is pretty much looking forward to the new Superman movie. And it's announced that instead of doing a big Super Bowl ad, they're going to show exclusive footage of Superman during the Puppy Bowl in honor of Krypton.
Crypto the super dog.
Yeah.
That's I feel like a bit of a miss, but you'd think a large portion of the audience watching the Super Bowl very likely to go see a Superman movie, but I don't know. Whatever, I guess.
I mean, maybe I'm wrong. They might show footage, but they're really going out talking about the fact that it's going to be big for the Puppy Bowl, and it's like, well, it's
All right,
adorable.
Animal
but how many people
Planet's
are watching it?
looking to make some stacks on stacks over here, I guess.
Heck yeah.
Man,
But
interesting
I don't
call.
know.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. Flag on the play. I don't fucking unnecessary Superman.
Yeah. They're trying. Good for them. All right. Speaking of good for them, Tom Holland now has a new movie on the horizon. Not the Christopher Nolan one that we spoke of a few months ago, but there is some news about that coming soon. He is signed on to star in a John Grisham film, The Partner.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
It's like I feel like it's been a minute since we've had a big like Grisham movie.
Right.
That's cool. And
It's
you're
nice.
getting a stellar performance from this guy. So
Yeah, nice to see him do something a little more adult, opposed to. Although I guess we got Cherry and then that show he did. So yeah, I'm happy to see him exploring other avenues.
yeah. Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Nice.
Yeah. And then speaking of enjoying other avenues, Dennis, Joe McHale is joining the cast of Scream 7 as Sidney Prescott's husband, Mark, which is weird because we were going to get Dr. McDreamy reprising his role from, I want to say, Scream 2 coming on. And apparently negotiations fell through and he's not in it. Joe McHale's in it as a different Mark, even though the specific Mark that was in the Scream movie was referenced in the Scream reboot. It's a hell of a mess. But I like Joe McHale.
Oh, that's okay. Interesting call. Not interchangeable actors. These are
not at all. It's
wow,
a little
that's
odd.
Quite the change. Yeah. I mean, not to say he couldn't, fit into this like scary, this horror film universe, but that's quite the change. That's quite the swap out.
100%. Speaking of celebrities who are doing a little bit of swap out, we have our new Skeletor in the form of Jared Leto.
And he does such a good job playing villains.
The Joker, Morbius.
When I think
man.
It's Morbin. It's Skeletor time.
Yeah, what do we have to say about that?
God damn. I don't know. But I hope he sounds
Hamill
like
in there,
this.
man.
Oh God, right? Yeah, at that point, it's like we're not gonna fucking see him. Who are you gonna put?
Yeah, he's gonna be all prosthetics
suit?
And whatnot, most likely, or CG.
Oh my God. So you called it. It should definitely be just a grizzled voiced Mark Hamill doing just a thrashed Skeletor. That would be awesome.
Because I think he voices Skeletor in the Masters of the Universe Revelations or whatever.
Oh
it is,
yeah,
Netflix one.
The Kevin Smith one.
Yeah.
No, that makes perfect sense.
Or get someone else who has a gravelly voice. There's got to be hunky guys with gravelly voices, not skinny Dallas Buyers Club riddled singers.
Got a case of the Dallas. No, that's oh my God, that's
the title of this episode here.
Clancy Brown. Like
that'd be good.
He could do an awesome Skeletor voice. I could see that.
Or you just do Mr. Krabs' voice. That'd be amusing. I'd watch that.
He-Man, I love money.
The Krabby Patty sauce.
Yeah.
Speaking of sorry.
No, I'm just doing fucking Jim Carrey and in Living Color, Captain fucking
the fireman character,
yeah, Fire Marshal Bill. There we go.
Bill. Yes.
God damn. Way
Hey,
up.
yeah, get him.
Way
He's
up.
killing it as Dr. Robotnik. Everyone loves him.
Yeah. And then
He's
I
done crazy
just
things. The number
heard he's
23,
coming back. What did he said he'd be willing to do again?
the Grinch.
It's the Grinch, or was it not the Mask? It was something
I know
like
people asked Cameron Diaz, and she said she'd be down for the Mask if he.
yeah. Because he said the same thing. I saw that same article. I think I'm like, okay, you're getting wild. Went from like, I'm retired from acting to let's see how many sequels I can fucking be in, dude. Like, what is this?
Hey, it's the time of sequels, man. That's what makes money. That's what's greenlit.
Truly,
why not take advantage of it? Although,
right.
if they do it, they should go back into the comic book style and do it as a gritty. No,
Ooh.
I don't know. I guess the gritty movies aren't really fun. Everyone loves the fun and humor of the Mask.
Seen some of like the dark, fucked up stuff that they put in the Mask comics. That would be badass to actually see on the big screen and have him play it much more like that version. But yeah, I guess you're right. It is kind of that has been blown out quite a bit. People are still like wanting to compare everything to like Deadpool all the time, and it's like Deadpool isn't even the first one to do that. So
right,
let's pump the brakes on that one. But yeah, understandable.
But anywho, with controversial casting and I guess Marvel, Deadpool and whatnot, there's been talks that Marvel wants to recast T'Challa, but everyone's thinking, since we get the multiverse and whatnot, it's probably going to be T'Challa's son, T'Challa Jr., who was introduced as a young child in Wakanda Forever. And supposedly they've reached out to David Oyelowo, Mr. Finn himself. Why
John
am I
Boyega.
blanking on John Boyega? And also Damson Idris. I don't really know him, but
okay.
Apparently people are kind of turning it down, and they're a little bit afraid of jumping in and taking over that mantle.
Yeah, especially when they close the book on that so nicely.
Perfectly.
Like, why would you want to rip that open and then change everything that you've set up? I get it, but like you said, if they set it up the right way, I could still buy it.
But I want to know
what if
I really like Shuri as the Black Panther. I really enjoy the character. Why not just let there be a badass female Black Panther for a while?
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I'm with you there. And she's such a talented actress. She could easily carry that character to be what it needs to be, like without question. So I don't know. That's a weird move to then go back when you were so unwilling to recast what was supposed to be a fantastic villain. Now you want to recast a beloved hero character that everyone just mutually agreed, yes, that's the perfect, like, it's never going to get better than that. Let's just put him to bed. Like,
or at least do what they did in the What If series. Cast like another. You're bringing back all these other actors from the dead. Have one of them, but no, let it be. You put a perfect bow on it with such a tribute of a movie with Wakanda Forever. Yeah,
totally.
Not leaving a good taste in people's mouths. But what is leaving a good taste in people's mouth, Dennis, is Donnie Yen's character from John Wick. He's a blind assassin named Kane. He's getting a spin-off solo film, and it's been announced that Donnie Yen himself is going to be stepping behind the camera to direct the film as well.
Oh, cool. God. Yeah. Oh, that guy's kicks ass.
If anybody knows action, it's got to be
Donnie Yen. Hell yeah. That's great. It's funny, especially with like we've even had Keanu Reeves has said, I don't know if I could even play this character anymore. It's so physically demanding on his body. Yet they just keep cranking out all these spinoffs. After a while, the audience is going to be like, okay, hey, where's Johnny Boy?
Yep.
Let's bring Mr. Wick back in here because
it's confusing
that's why we showed up in the first place.
Because he's popping up in The Ballerina, but little do people know that was supposed to come out before the last John Wick movie. Spoiler alert. Sorry, folks. John Wick died at the end of the last John Wick movie. So he's coming back, and people were like, oh, well, he's back. I guess they never fully showed him 100% dead.
Oh.
And that type of world, anything could happen.
You think they might, it might be a retroactive. Just kidding.
Yeah.
He faked his death.
Yeah. But they made it super, like we said, put a nice bow on that movie with the way they killed him off and sent him off at the funeral. But money is something studios love. it's hard to turn down, I suppose. But like you said,
Absolutely.
he said himself, he's getting too old and his
Yeah.
body can't take it anymore. And don't be Liam Neeson and just do it for the paycheck. Do it because you want to do it.
Especially when it starts to show, like, look, as long as you make the character somewhat like this, I know I can do that over and over and over again. I'm like, I don't need you to save the girl on the plane or save the kid from the car. I'm gonna get the witness to safety again and again and again. It's kind of sucks because as a fan of these other two properties, I keep seeing all these like fan casting suggestions and things with the story of a cyberpunk, like there's some people are talking about cyberpunk series, maybe a movie would be cool. Since they've proven that the broader format storytelling works with a Fallout series. And then, of course, Disney kind of vaguely mentioning a Old Republic storyline, which, again, having Keanu Reeves play Revan would be amazing. That is would be incredible casting. Same with, of course, Johnny Silverhand in Cyberpunk, the character he actually plays, did the mocap for and stuff in the game. It would be great to see both those come to life, but they would be very demanding characters, or at least one more than the other. And then hell, it's if it's Darth Revan, then he's wearing a mask all the time anyway, so put a fucking mask on him.
You can pull it off.
Yeah. you can take a rest.
Yeah. But I'm intrigued to see what he does. I mean, I miss him doing comedies and romantic movies, and
which he's excellent at.
Yeah, like the last one he did with Winona Ryder, your
Destination
I
Wedding.
What it was called. Yeah, whatever it was called. Yeah, fantastic little independent romance.
Yeah, that was great. I enjoyed that way more than I thought I would too. I watched it a couple times actually. That's a 100%. Solid one.
Well, only time will tell, I suppose. But speaking of fantastic actors, Dennis, we've mentioned and teased earlier that we now know what Christopher Nolan's next movie is going to be, which stars Matt Damon, Tom Holland, Anne Hathaway, Zendaya, Lupita Nyong'o, Robert Pattinson, and Charlize Theron, just to name a few. It was rumored that it was going to be this like 20s vampire movie, and that sounded too good to believe. But now we know he's doing The Odyssey.
That's kind of badass though. I'm curious because there's just it's so dense. There's so much. Is he going to split it over multiple movies? Is he just going to give us the highlights? Which people are going to have the parts of the story that they'll feel like they're missing out on. I liked the English class getting through all of that stuff, the Scylla and Charybdis, and the trying to ignore the siren, the call of the sirens, and which it looks like that's the imagery you're using as the thumbnail here. Him being tied to the mast of the ship. Like there's so many cool plot points and things. Not to mention the whole end of the movie or story when he finally gets back home and then has to deal with all that bullshit. Like, there's a lot to go into that one. That would be cool. And he's going to
kind of a trippy story. And he's a guy who understands how to do trippy and make things really interesting and unique, and take something even as banal as Oppenheimer and make that a smash hit. Yeah. Why not do something with something, one of the oldest texts known to man?
Right.
Like, why? Yeah. Fuck yeah. Do it.
That'd be cool. I'd check that out.
Definitely. So, and who knows who else is going to join this movie? No one's going to say no to Nolan.
When you're getting that phone call from a Chris, hey Chris,
he'll come out of retirement
for me. All right. What's the movie? Never mind. Yes. Just yes.
Doesn't matter.
I don't care what it is. All right. Yeah.
It really doesn't matter.
You want me to work for free? Okay.
We'll do it. I'll do it. Sign me up.
Exactly.
Yeah. So we'll probably get that. I want to say in 2026, 2027.
Makes sense.
Looking forward to it. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
So
definitely.
I guess that brings us to the end of our news cycle here, but we'll get into the next part of the show, which is polls.
Oh, baby. Polls.
All right. Up first on episode 205, I reviewed Sonic the Hedgehog 3, So I wanted to know what the Toasties' favorite character who isn't Sonic in the Sonic universe is out of Tails, Knuckles, Shadow, and Amy Rose. I don't know why I paused on Rose. I'm like, am I missing something?
Middle
So
name.
I don't know. Do you have any favorites? I know I don't know if
It's-
you're a Sonic guy or not.
Like off and on over the years. I probably Knuckles, just because like especially early on in the games, Tails was just like that reminder of your failure if you're playing a single player and to come in and like helicopter you
Save
out
you
of the
with this
play.
helicopter.
Yeah, I'm just
you
like,
missed.
God damn it. It's just like a sight of defeat. Knuckles though, he just always looked freaking cool.
Right? He's a badass.
Yeah.
And then what they're doing with him in the movies and his spin-off show, he's just so fun and out of a fish out of water, having a fun time, kicking ass.
It's what used to be the more entertaining part, I think, of like the Thor movies. Like when you come to Earth and it's that like unfamiliarity with the function of the world, but I don't care if I got it wrong. I'm so freaking powerful. I could just tell you to screw off. You know, like and it just adds that comedy to it. And it's just like that genuine affection that the character has for 100%. Those around him, you know?
Yeah. I'm with you. It's kind of a toughie between Knuckles and Tails. I think for me, it's going to be Tails. Something about him I've always dug. I'm always about that second player action. So let's find out what the Toasties have to say. 0% for Knuckles. I am beside myself on this one.
I'm shocked, actually. It's 0.
I figured he would have top 2, I thought.
I thought at least more popular than Amy, but I guess not. Dang.
Right?
I understand Tails not being at the bottom, but Shadow, at least I thought it would have been closer to Shadow, but a
little bit, you'd assume.
0. That's shocking.
Mind-boggling.
Yeah, God.
24% for Miles Tails Prower.
Really?
Yeah, folks, not as much
Toasties. I couldn't have guessed. I'm glad we didn't like bet money on this one before you started, because I would have been so wrong.
Right. And then that gives us 29% for Shadow. And I think this is probably because he just was the big baddie in the last movie. But of course, that leaves 47% for Amy Rose.
Wild. That is wild to me. The way it was going, I thought Shadow would have been up top, but okay.
But let me tell you, Dennis, without spoiling anything, people have lost their minds over this Amy Rose in a certain way.
Okay.
Yeah. Audiences have been clamoring at the possibility of her joining a Sonic film. Honestly, I didn't know much about her. Like she's newer, right? From the comics and the shows.
Yeah, like I know I recognize her from various ads for some of the other games and stuff, but I would have thought there would have been more fans for all 3 of the other characters over hers. I only just saw a cutscene on one of the other video game YouTube channels I like. They showed in one of the Sonic games that you play as Shadow. Shadow kills Sonic. Like
I know, I saw like when I was looking up pictures for
this.
It's bloody. He's like carrying guns and shit. And I'm like, oh, I gotta play this. Hardcore. I think it's on Game Pass, so I gotta like a remastered version. I want to get it. I gotta try it.
Yeah, I'd love to hear about it. It's
hard to believe.
I'd love to hear about that.
Yeah.
Wild. Okay. Well, all right. You never cease to amaze me, Toasties.
Oh, yeah. And also on episode 205, I reviewed the latest James Mangold film, A Complete Unknown. So I wanted to know what the Toasties' favorite James Mangold movie was out of Girl Interrupted, Walk the Line, Logan, and Ford v Ferrari.
And
he's had so many other great movies.
Yeah. I'd still probably say Walk the Line. The movie's still fantastic. It was first getting into listening to Johnny Cash's music, so the movie coming out really helped fuel that. But then it's just a brilliantly done film. Not to put any of the other ones down, because they're all great. But if
you like that, man, you should check out A Complete Unknown, because Johnny Cash does appear in a few scenes. Of course, a different actor. But
different phase in his life.
Yeah. I'm ashamed to admit I've only seen Logan, and I love Logan, so my vote's for Logan, of course. But,
fair enough.
Let's find out what the Toasties had to say. 11% for Girl Interrupted. 11% as well for Logan. I'm kind of shocked that it's a tie between the two, but
Yeah. Interchangeable films.
yeah. I mean, there's some sad stuff that happens in both, I assume. So 33% for Ford v Ferrari, leaving 44% for your top choice, Dennis. Walk the Line.
Yep. No, that doesn't surprise me at all. But I at least feel better. This one, at least all of them had votes because they're all great movies. So nice.
Now, Dennis, if you enjoyed Joaquin Phoenix singing Walk the Line, might I suggest you check out his singing in Joker Folie à Deux, because everyone hated that one.
Jokey Jokerson.
Jokey Jokerson.
Yeah, I might.
Oh boy.
Jokey Jokerson jokes the joke.
I mean, that's what the movie was.
That
it was
would be
a joke.
yeah. No, it's funny. It's like I saw Max is pushing it the other day. I'm like, eventually I could see myself getting around to watching that one. And it, to be fair, the guy can sing.
Oh yeah, and so
has
can the Gaga.
That yeah. One of the lesser known things she's also good at, not just acting, but I think she sings once in a while.
I mean, I hear she does it as a side hustle sometimes, but I don't know. Who can blame her? You gotta make money somewhere, I guess.
Right.
Yeah.
I like her jazz stuff more now, anyways. I think. Oh, that's great.
Well, that brings us to the end of polls, and it brings us into our main thrust of the show, folks. I'm talking about a little thing called reviews.
Let's do it.
Ice camera action, it's review time. Dennis and Adam, we gon' blow your mind. We're stepping up to the plate, ready to swing. Analyzing movies like a scientist would brain.
All right, Dennis.
Those silly blingy scientists with your grills and your chains. Oh, I think we lost here.
All right. So up first, I have a review of one of the latest films called The Brutalist. All right. So this movie is about a architect who comes to America to rebuild his life, his career, and his marriage. Of course, after all the atrocities that happened and said point in time. This is a period piece film. And he was an accomplished architect back in, I believe it was Budapest. And once he comes to America, he's willing to do whatever it takes to make a little bit of money. And then Guy Pearce is this wealthy man who takes a liking to him and wants him to build kind of a mega complex that's going to bring his community together in a big, bad way. And the vision is just so huge. And it's kind of bringing everything to the forefront that Adrian Brody's character has always wanted to do. And it gives him a chance to get money for his sick wife and his niece to immigrate to America. But it's not as easy as one would think, because he is a junkie. He's a philanderer. And he's kind of stubborn. So there's some trials and tribulations here. Mm-hmm. This movie is 3.5 hours long. There's a 15-minute intermission. It's kind of a bit of a downer. It's a bit of an upper here and there.
Right.
But for a movie of this length, it flies by, honestly.
Okay.
2 other movies in the day, and one of them, which I'm going to review towards the end of the show, I couldn't wait for it to end. But this one, I'm like, I don't really know where this is going, and I want to watch this ride and be here as long as I can.
Nice.
It's
that's
beautiful.
Awesome.
I saw it in 30 millimeter on IMAX. The cinematography is stunning. It's a period piece movie, so the wardrobe is like bonkers good. The sets are beautiful. The acting is top notch. The writing is it's like a tapestry, and the directing is fantastic. Everything about this movie is great. But there are some scenes that are a bit disturbing, so be prepared for some tough things to happen.
Okay.
And graphic detail for what feels like a decent amount of time. Like, these scenes go on for a couple of minutes at a time. But this movie, if you have 3.5 hours to kill, I think it's worth checking out.
Nice.
That's awesome. 3 slices of toast. What we get it for, I don't know, but it's definitely pretty darn good.
Nice. Oh, that's
Yeah.
awesome. I especially love to hear, especially with the movie with that length. I feel like you start walking this line of like that. You may or may, you could really start losing interest in your audience. How necessary is every scene if it's still 3.5 hours long? But to even run that time length, like run for that length, and you're still invested, you still want more. That's awesome. I
Yeah.
love hearing that.
Oh, and I also left off the score is perfect as well. Everything is killing it. Everything is on like a track, and it's just full force ahead of like just fantastic stuff. I wasn't sure what to expect walking into this besides a long movie, and it superseded my expectations.
That's awesome.
So
That's
I
great
can't
to hear,
complain.
dude.
Yeah. And up next, I have a movie that I'm not going to talk about because you're talking about a movie that I saw a couple of months back called Stop Motion.
That's right. This is a horror film that's present day. This guy. It is about a stop motion animation, I'll say, assistant who she's helping her mother make her last stop motion film that she's going to be physically capable of making. That's entirely her vision. And as they set out on this journey, she starts to notice like things kind of being a little off in her life. And then before quickly and tragically losing her mother, she decides she's going to tell the story she wants to tell instead. And that is where our journey really kicks off. And we start seeing the world through a crazy lens that it's acknowledged. Some altering is happening to the world around her, but you're left wondering which is real, which is in her imagination. Is this a demonic story of like possession of some kind? Is this all just fantasy and build up in her head? Is this like mental illness even? It kind of opens a lot of doors and makes you question everything that's going on with her. This wasn't a cast I immediately know that well. I thought I
think it's
recognized a couple
foreign-ish
faces.
movie.
It is. It was one that I like the idea. I've always been a fan of stop motion animation to begin with. So to give it this sort of horror setting, after checking out the trailer, I'm like, yeah, I'm sold. I'm into this. So after booting up the Hulu and starting to check it out, it really goes somewhere.
Oh yeah.
It's definitely one that I was very excited for at the beginning. Through the middle, I'm like, okay, it's taking making some very interesting choices. I'm like, all right, I will go with this. Nothing that really surprised me though. Once you get past the first act, I'm like, okay, I feel like I'm starting to understand what's going on. What's the next big step we're going to take? And then it never really does. It stays living in one, like the movie for me kind of plateaus.
It stalls, yeah.
And then it just ends. And I'm kind of like, oh, well, that happened.
I kind of lost interest in the character in the development because I'm like,
yeah,
I've seen it. If you're not going to advance the story, I don't care.
Exactly. And there's very little meat on those bones. And that's, I think, what sells the movie short itself. You were willing to go so far and do all these like cool visual things. You actually gave us a lot of stop motion to watch on screen, in camera. They did some neat stuff. Just to then either take this part of it away, or you started making some of these very predictable choices that I wasn't a big fan of. And I'm like, it's another one of those where I'm consciously thinking to myself, oh, I really hope this isn't the direction they take it. And they inevitably do. So I respect some things about it. Not a big fan of others. So I'm going to give stop motion 2 slices of toast.
That's generous.
The visuals I thought were cool. I liked that I felt disturbed at a few points. I just wish they fully went with what they started with and didn't settle for what I think to be the more predictable result by the end of the film. So yeah, I think you're right. It is generous. It is generous.
Which no, it's not bad. Like it's original. It had interesting aspects, disturbing things. The way she makes that creature.
Yes.
And, oh God, yeah.
And like that apartment's got a smell. It's got a stank in there.
And that little girl, man, hoo-wee.
She did a good creepy job.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
Well,
But yeah. But
I'm
what you
happy
got
that
next for us?
you agree.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
I have a new Netflix film called Back in Action.
Yeah, she is.
This is two of America's beloved actors, Jamie Foxx, and coming out of retirement for this film, Miss Cameron Diaz. All right, so they are two spies who end up getting this key, this MacGuffin type item that, of course, gets in the wrong hands. Bad things can happen as they're transporting it. It turns out their plane goes down. Right before that happened, Cameron Diaz tells Jamie Foxx that she's pregnant with his child because the two fell in love. And so they
Oh,
take advantage of this mission going sideways and decide to make it look like they're dead and raise their kid. And years go by. Now they're just regular everyday parents to two kids. And one thing leads to another, and a video of them surfaces online. And
mm,
well, now their life's in danger, and they have to retrieve the item that they've hidden at Cameron Diaz's estranged mother's house, played by the always spectacular Miss Glenn Close,
oh.
giving a really fun performance.
Okay. All right.
uh,
Interesting.
and by God, this movie feels like it's been done before a million times. Yes, that's true. But the action is really stylized. These two have a great rapport together, probably because they spent some time together working on Annie 10 years ago. And the cast is great. Like I've said, three big names, but you also have
Mhm.
Kyle Chandler, Andrew Scott, Jamie DeMortu, this guy, this British actor who's popped up and stuff, and he's fantastic. He's this young man who is married to Glenn Close, and he's kind of training under her tutelage because she was like this badass operative back in the day. And he
Mm.
just is so excited about being a grandfather to these young kids. And it's like, I don't know, it's funny. I'm sorry. I'm losing sight here, but it has a fantastic cast, fun comedy, sweet action, and it's predictable. Not a lot happens. It's quick. You're in, you're out, but it's a fun
Okay.
ride. I had a decent time watching. This is on Netflix. I'm going to give Back in Action 2.5 slices of toast.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Nice. So
Just
it's a good thing coming out at the gates for Miss Diaz here.
yes.
Nice.
And I hope she does more. And this, of course, is the movie that Jamie Foxx came down with that mysterious illness and went
Oh
in a coma.
yeah.
So
Damn.
it's interesting to see, because I know a lot of the movie was finished by his stunt double and he came in to do some stuff. Seamless. It's good to see that.
Nice. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. And like I said, fantastic rapport together. Up next, I have a new movie starring Keke Palmer
Awesome.
and SZA. It's called One of Them Days. This movie is a fun throwback style comedy that we don't get very often. Kind of reminded me a little bit of Friday mixed with,
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know. It's one of those
Nice.
movies, as the title gives you, that is about a day from hell. So Keke Palmer is your straight man here. She is working hard, trying to get a promotion. And her roommate is this like free spirited artist, played by SZA, who is sleeping with this guy who's taking advantage of her. And of course, she gave the rent money to her boyfriend to pay the landlord. And this day picks up on the 1st, which rent is due, and the landlord is very tight about deadlines. And it turns out that the boyfriend didn't give the money to the landlord, and they need to recover the money, and things go sideways left and right. By God, this movie has some great cameos in it. Cat Williams giving a fantastic performance as a homeless man named Lucky. Little Rel Howery pops up in it, and he's lost a lot of weight. He looks different, but giving a fantastic performance.
Oh yeah, always
and then
funny.
some other familiar faces popping up, but I wish they made more movies like this because they don't. And I'm going to tell you, I saw this in a packed house at an 11 o'clock showing on a Friday night. So I think there's an audience for a movie like this. And
Oh, for sure.
the movie's slightly predictable, but the route and avenue that they take to get to the end is definitely worth the ride. I'm going to give One of Them Days in theaters 2.5 slices of toast.
Awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
So there's still something to be enjoyed in there. All right. I know it's what I was definitely looking forward to. I think Kiki Palmer's hilarious. She's very, very talented. So
Yes.
I've been
And
looking
she
forward to that one.
flexes her muscles in this. Like, her character is great. And it's like, why do we not have more Kiki Palmer in things? I questioned. And playing one of their new neighbors who's moving into this complex. It's very interesting. They live in this like complex that is kind of like a mini community. There's an older woman who has like a convenience store out of her house. There's a guy who cuts hair in the boat in the outer area of the apartment complex. But the owner is trying to gentrify it, and he fixes up a really nice apartment for a new white woman who moves in, played by Mon Apatow, and she's given a great performance. I feel like we don't really see her very often.
No.
And she's pretty funny in this. But yeah, check out One of Them Days if you get a chance, I think.
Nice. Oh, yeah.
Definitely. Up next, Dennis, you have the new movie Mother's Instinct.
Yes. Okay. This is one that especially given the cast right out the gate, starring Jessica Chastain and Anne Hathaway, I was like, okay, this looks kind of creepy. It's a little Stepford Wives-y. Check out the trailer. I'm like, oh, it goes even beyond that. What's the worst, thing imaginable you could picture a situation? Two mothers who are neighbors, friends, the worst situation you could put them in. One of their children dies in front of them, and there's just nothing they could have done. Horrible freak accident, and living with those, living through those moments afterwards. Holy shit! We get a little bit of Josh Charles action playing one of the husbands, as well as Anders Danielson Lai. The performances, I gotta say, this is what takes the cake in this film. Of course, these two women are incredibly, incredibly talented actors, and they do no wrong here. I am a sucker for period pieces in this era, especially in the US. The wardrobe, the music, the set design. I mean, even down to the cars they drive, all look fantastic. It's very just beautifully done visually. But again, coming back, it's their performances. They sell it so goddamn well. I was genuinely not expecting this film to take the turns that it did. I wasn't familiar with, I believe it was a French film this is based on, or a French book. But holy shit. Yeah, this was very, very good. Some of the steps along the way, yeah, you might predict a few of them, but when you get to the end, the final, the conclusion of the story, I was not expecting at all that's how the story was going to go. And I think it was excellent. They didn't pull any punches in that regard. And you got to see this very visceral, very just gut-wrenching plot unfurl before you. And I would highly recommend it to anybody whether you're a fan of either of our main two cast members here, Chastain or Hathaway, or you just like this a suspense thriller, because that's 100% what this film is. And it sets that pot of water in the stove and just slowly cranks up the heat until that thing is just boiling over by the end. And it's a great ride there. I had a lot of fun watching this. It was intense. Maybe it's not for some people, because again, given the subject matter, that might be a little too raw for some folks. But heads up, it does involve that sort of thing. So if you're not ready for that, then I totally understand. If you disagree with this being entertaining, I totally get it. But I had a great time watching it, and I feel like a lot of you toasties will as well. It is available now on Hulu. Mother's Instinct, I'm going to give 3 slices of toast. Oh, we got your audio's muted. Uh-oh. He's coming back, folks. Don't you worry. To where your pretty little ears. That sweet serenade of our other favorite toaster here. But until he gets back, I don't know. I think I did mention Stop Motion. I did get on Hulu as well. So both my films are available for streaming right now. Although I believe Stop Motion technically was released in 2023, end of 2023, but Mother's
Yeah.
Instinct did come out at the end of this last year, so still
Nice.
fairly recent. And he's back.
Not bad. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. I apologize.
No worries.
It was weird. No, I knew nothing about this movie. The clip art, it's kind of hard to tell. It looks like something happened. But no, you really sold it. I can't wait to check this one out, man. Thank you.
It's a creepy one. I think you dig it. It's a good slow burn. It's not even that slow, really. It fucking goes. It's only 90 minutes, so it like doesn't waste any time.
Not bad. Well, I wish I could say the same about my next film. Wolfman. All right, folks. Lee Wynell recently, a few years ago, rebooted The Invisible Man. Did a fantastic job with it. So I was pumped for his rendition of The Wolfman. All right.
For sure.
So this movie starts off interestingly. Like, they set you up with lore, like back in 95, a hiker went missing in this Oregon forest and nobody saw him. But later, people saw a wolf-like man, and the natives to the land think that it's this type of curse and blah, blah, blah. They set you up right in the opening with this nice scroll explaining this. And it's like, okay. And then we see this kind of father-son. The father is teaching his son how to be a man and hunt, and he's a military guy. And of course, you can tell the son's a little like, he doesn't like this. And while they're hunting, of course, they're attacked by the wolf man. And then we cut to years later. The dad is now dead, and the boy is a man with a wife and a daughter, and he has to go and clear his dad's house out. And he thinks this is a good point for him and his family to recharge because they're kind of on the rocks, and they're going to spend the summer just packing up and going out. But of course, going there one night, well, their car or rental truck essentially goes off the road, and they're attacked by a creature in the night. And then they make it to the house, and something's trying to get in. And as that's going on, the dad starts acting a little weird, and of course he's starting to turn into a werewolf.
Of course, yeah. Clearly, this is a familial or generational thing that must happen.
Maybe, I don't know, but possibly. But so it's just all this night and this family having to survive, and it's rough. It's really rough, man. Like,
oh no.
I was so excited for this movie, and it let me down in big bad ways. It just felt like it would never end.
Oh no.
And this movie is only an hour and 43 minutes, but it felt like it was longer than The Brutalist.
Oh.
Now, it has a good cast. It's pretty much his core three characters. Julia Gardner is the wife.
She's wonderful.
She gets to be a badass. She has to fight off her husband, and it's great to see her kicking ass. And then Christopher Abbott is the husband turned Wolfman, and he's good, but not much to do. And their young daughter kind of sucks. And it's one of those movies where it's like she's always like saying "Daddy, Mommy," and everyone's saying each other's name left and right. And it's like,
oh God, yeah. I can't remember the last time I've said my wife's name out loud. You know, like it stands out so much when that happens in movies. I'm like, oh God, stop it.
Right. But what I will say, this movie has decent moments of tension. It knows how to build the tension. It has, like, I want to say its special effects are like practical, and that looks cool. Watching the transformation slowly happen is awesome. It's creepy.
Okay, nice.
But the final rendition of what these wolfmen look like, it just looks like what I imagine a drunk miner prospector back in the day looks like. This, like, very shrivel up old man with the beard. It does not look like a werewolf. And I remember when Halloween Horror Nights happened, they had a Wolfman thing, and they got the first look at the Wolfman, and they're like, that's not what the final character looks like. We're still working on it. That's exactly what the character looks
that
like,
is
and it's lackluster.
Oh, that's too bad.
But
That's too bad.
yeah, it was a
Dang,
miss for
dude.
me, man. I'm giving
Oh.
Wolfman one slice of toast.
Ooh.
Wait till
Oh.
it comes on VOD or
That's
free somewhere. It's
that's
not
one
worth the
one
time.
full moon we're gonna miss.
Yeah.
You should walk past. You should ignore.
Oh, yeah. That's the biggest issue with this movie. It has no lore to werewolves in our current world. All right.
Oh, really?
There's no full moon. We never see a shot of the moon.
No
No
silver
talk of
bullets.
silver bullets. Nothing. It's its own thing, which I could like congratulate them for uniqueness, but they don't set up any rules. They don't follow anything, and it's like, why? You have the most simplest characters, and everyone knows the rules of werewolves, except this movie, apparently. Yeah.
That's too bad.
And
Sorry about that.
no, you're good. The interesting thing here, this movie was initially going to star Mr. Ken himself, Ryan Gosling, but he had to drop out because of scheduling conflicts. And I bet the scheduling was shitty story.
Right. It's like, you're not gonna see my face. Okay, never mind. Just like
Yeah, because
see me for about
literally
10 minutes of this movie. Yeah.
Christopher Abbott doesn't look like himself as the transformation's happening, and that's cool. I appreciate that.
Yeah, it
but
should
I
be
wanted
different.
it to look like a fucking werewolf, not
Right.
a fucking drunk prospector. Man.
That's oh god, no, that's too bad. Is there okay? Can you at least answer this much as far as do you at least get the transfer of the Wolfman disease, whatever the thing is it still through like a bite or a scratch that you then
A
can
scratch
become?
happens.
Okay, yeah. All right. So at least you get that
they
tiny
give you.
fragment, that tiny piece. It's not going to look
Yes.
like a wolf or man, but
I mean, it looks like a man.
creature thing.
Not really
Oh,
wolf.
it's true.
A man with a lot of hair.
Now
Not
I'm
a lot
just
of fur.
I'm visualizing throughout this whole movie. He's got like the wide brim straw hat and like a plaid shirt. Like,
I wish
a
I
little
had a
pickaxe.
slide to show you because it is laughable.
oh
And
god.
maybe I'm in the minority. Maybe people love this movie. Maybe they think this is so fucking cool looking, but I don't know, not for me.
That's too
but-
bad. That's too bad.
You know what is for
Man.
me, Dennis?
What's
I'll
that?
tell you. Well, a little thing called Movie Toast the Festival Season 5 happening this December.
Oh hell yeah. Look at that. And the
Submissions-
submissions are already coming in. Oh, I beat sorry, I beat you to it. I couldn't believe that. I was so excited to see that those emails go by. I'm like, oh baby, yes. Oh, that's always a joy. And I unfortunately, given recent events here in Southern California, I did not get the toaster is under construction. It's just not finished. But the pieces are coming together. So our last year's winner, I was hoping for us to have an image of it for you guys. The current one, but till that gets done,
you're not going to
we'll get it out
half-ass
there,
an award. Here.
no.
You're going to give it the time it deserves. And
Exactly.
if you put time in making a short film under 15 minutes and you think it's worthy of an audience, we want to see it. We want to toast it. Please head over to Film Freeway / Movie Toast the Festival or search Movie Toast the Festival on Film Freeway. The fee is very minimal because we know you put your money into the film. You shouldn't put your money into getting it seen.
Absolutely right. This is we have international submissions in many different languages. It is enjoyed by fans. We can say that enjoyed by fans around the world.
Yeah,
and
there's reviews that are from previous people,
Yep.
previous contestants. No
Submitters,
finalists. Yes.
Yeah.
And we have return submitters and return screeners of
Yes.
people who have been in other festivals of ours.
Well,
it's a fun time.
It's free for you to at least watch the show. That'll be, like Adam said, in December on YouTube. We'll have a live chat as the stream goes on. Every genre of film you could think of, some traditional storytelling, some things that are kind of off the wall. But at the end of the day, it's all about people taking risks, putting themselves and their stories out there, and getting your short film in front of a broader audience, and just having fun watching some shorts. It's a great time, and we'd love for you to, if you can't submit a film, at least come out and join us as we get closer. The exact date will be released, so please keep an eye on some other things I think some of our socials will have that on
Oh,
display.
you got that?
We
Yes.
started over here. We got it over here.
We're Facebooking it. We're Xing it. We're Instagramming, TikTok, Threads, YouTube, Blue Sky, all at movie_toast, with the exception of Blue Sky. Just search for us over there. We're new, so we're growing over there slowly. But yes, we put out clips of the show. We put out different videos of different things. It's worth checking out to stay on top of it when you're not getting this podcast in your ears.
Yes, absolutely. There's always more toast to be had, and Adam covers a lot of ground. So please come give it a follow. Come check out some of the short form stuff. It's fun. It's good. It's a good time, and that will also keep you up to date on any other events that may come up throughout the year, especially leading up into the festival. See, you dropped it one more time.
Oh boy! So. But yeah, say you don't got a film and you don't want to share it with us. You don't want to follow us. Could you leave us a review? Let us know what works, what doesn't work. That's
We'd appreciate
free.
that.
It's quick.
Yeah.
Tell us if we're great. Tell us if we're sucking. Tell us what we could improve on. Tell us what we're doing perfectly. We want to make it just right for you, the audience.
Got to make that golden brown, delicious toast that you always come back for more of. Want to make it as awesome as we possibly can. So we can only do that with your help and letting us know what you think of the show.
Right. Well, if you don't want to even do that, there's only one other thing we ask you to do, and it's not even for us, man. It's for you.
That's right. Could all use a little dose of just stay toasty.
Stay toasty.
Adam and Dennis, they're the kings of the real. Reviewing new movies, they keep it real. Coast to coast, from LA to the east. On the podcast show, they feast on the beast. Adam's bringing knowledge like he's Professor X. Dennis with cuts deeper than Wolverine's claws. I guess Marvel, DC, they know them all by heart. Breaking down the plot, tearing every scene apart. They got the juice like Tarantino's Pulp Fiction. Breaking down movies with a sharp precision. Adam coming in hot like a John Wick hit. Dennis bringing the heat like the climax of a Tarzan flick.
See, they just need to combine Tarzan and John Wick now.
Ooh.
For some reason.
That's going to be a hit. Ooh, yeah. I'd watch that 100 times over. I might have been... Ooh, well, I'd watch that.
And he lost me.
I might have been a little sour about Wolfman, but there's one thing that I think our audience could possibly like, something you might like, Dennis. I recently listened to the audio version of the book MCU, The Reign of Marvel Studios. And this covers not just the MCU, but it covers like the early days of Marvel and everything leading up to essentially a couple of movies ago. And there's really thrilling stuff that this book covers, man. Stuff I never knew anything about, man. Definitely worth checking out.
Oh, nice.
If you got Spotify, it's one of the free books you can listen to over there.
Okay. Oh, cool. Yeah.
That
sounds intriguing.
And it's funny. I just got into watching this the HBO show, The Franchise, which is about kind of them making a superhero movie. Literally 1.5 episodes in, and I see on my phone, oh, this show's been canceled. I'm like, fuck. But things that I heard in the book that I was listening to, they kind of morphed into this show. Like,
cool.
Little, like Easter eggs. I'm like, that's pretty badass.
Oh, that's cool.
I don't know why I've been on like a comic book kick. I finally finished Daredevil so I could be ready for Born Again.
Oh, yes. Oof. Oh, my God.
I don't know why I slept on season 3.
Charlie.
So much. That was great.
Oh, really? Oh, damn.
Yeah. I just kept getting stuck on the first episode. And I'm like, this is Defender shit. But boy, oh boy.
We get past that. Don't worry.
D'Onofrio, once again, killing it.
God, his Kingpin is fantastic. That presence that man can have on screen, which like he does other characters well too, but that one in particular, holy shit, that's a good one. That's a solid one.
Have you watched the trailer for Born Again yet?
I don't think I have. I think I've seen little teasery, super short things, but I haven't watched the full formal trailer yet.
It's insane looking. They're not holding back, man. This ain't She-Hulk, man. This is back to
Nice.
the ground zero with that character.
Yes. Oh, I
looking
love
forward
it.
to it.
That bone crunching fucking brutality.
Oh,
That
oh yeah, you're
Daredevil
seeing
has.
that in here, and you get fucking Punisher
Sick.
back in here too. Like you're getting the hits.
Yes.
And 18 episodes, I think, for this first season. I think they're
Holy
doing a
shit.
second season
That's a
too.
long. That's a long order too. Dang.
Yeah, I feel like
I'm used to everything
the
being 10 or
13
8.
episodes, I think, was the Netflix.
Yeah.
But still, yeah. So they're putting their money where their mouth is.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did cave and get it. Couldn't wait for all the episodes to get posted of Severance, and Val and I did get through that first episode. First two episodes?
Yeah,
just the first. Yeah.
I don't know. I think the first.
Jesus.
I'm pissed. We get screeners from Apple. I'm very thankful for it. I've tried 3 times now getting screeners for Severance, hitting walls. I have screeners for the current season of Mythic Quest. Finished that. Phenomenal. Can't talk about it just yet. But Severance, they won't give me. How is it? I haven't checked it out yet.
What's funny is like I had this like, man, it's been so long. I feel like it's going to take a while to kind of get back into it. So we watched the final episode of the first season to kind of get all the gears back turning. Holy shit. It just was like, I don't want to leave this world. Please. I wanted desperately just to have more to get through. So I forgot just how fucking good that show is. And it's like my mental list of probably like best television of all time. It is still up there. Like it's for me, it is still up there with like, I mean, hell, Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul,
I mean,
The Wire. It is that.
It gave Ben Stiller a good reason not to act for a bit.
Yeah.
Like 100% understand that.
This is the Ben Stiller.
Being in that mindset to direct that.
Oh God, yes. 100%. Now, this is the Ben Stiller I think we've always been waiting for. You know, we've been able to enjoy his career up to this point, but this is the final form, fucking Super Saiyan Ben Stiller here. And I'm digging it. This is exactly what we all need. Some very intriguing, in-depth sort of look at this this world, this wild.
Is our buddy in the first episode, Mr. Walken?
Oh yeah, I couldn't help.
Forgetting all about our old pal Chris.
Oh yeah,
huh?
he's the subject of conversation quite a bit.
Okay.
It's I don't want to spoil that so much. John Turturro just, of course, does an incredible gut-wrenching portrayal of his character, and bring all of our main 4 back together, working in the same desk clump. It's great. That's as much as I want to say. Even then, it's like I shouldn't have even said that much. I kind of wish I did, but it's that much I guess I'll tip off. But god damn, is it just still everything you want it to be, and it's pushing it in direction, especially with knowing what we know now. It's
and I bet they're peeling back more layers as the episodes go on too.
Yep. There's some new faces. We're kind of reintroducing ourselves to characters that, although we thought we knew, and we're now seeing in a different light, given how we know they know how the world works, and we're still left wondering how the fuck. Oh God, yeah, no, it's been rock solid so far, and I can't wait to get through more.
Worth the wait. I think I'm gonna wait till they're all out there, because that's the show that's like I want more. Although it's such a heavy show, it's hard to binge. But it's
right. Yeah, that's the other thing is the break is kind of nice. We got to get I got to get our Disney Plus laps. So while I'm waiting for us to get that going again, so I can get some more Skeleton Crew in, because I'm jonesing for that Star Wars fix. I've been trying to avoid all of the things people have been posting, because folks are still excited, which I'm glad. I'm glad people are still enjoying it.
Speaking of which, I don't know if you saw right before we came on, they announced Ahsoka season 2 might bring back someone who we haven't seen in some time, Padme.
Oh man! See, now that'd be cool. Which would make perfect sense, though. All of the flashbacks we were getting, especially from like Kenobi, him thinking back to. I mean, it's just great to see Hayden Christensen kind of like redeem himself a little bit. Like it wasn't his fault; it was the script's fault, you know.
Now they're
So
gonna give Jake Lloyd a shot here. They gotta find a way to work him back and redeem him.
I don't know if Jake Lloyd's
Give
gonna
him a
be up
Turbo
for
Man cameo. I don't
performing.
know.
Yeah, I love Turbo Man. Fuck Booster. Nobody likes you,
Oh, sorry.
Booster.
But oh yeah, just last night. It's weird. The most odd thing happened. Sarah actually wanted to watch Andor. We started the first 2 episodes of Andor
Nice.
because I was never
Nice.
finished it. I was 1 episode deep, not even.
Oh man. Oh dude, this is gonna be a solid journey. And for me, like I like the bad guys in Star Wars, so it's a lot of fun to see it from both sides. Both perspectives
Right.
are fantastic. So well done that the finale is awesome. So
I'm looking
I hope
forward
you guys have a
because
great time.
I didn't
Yeah.
realize. I think March or April we're getting this next season, so it's
Yep.
like. But
Right
once
around the
again, I
corner.
got to jump on Skeleton Crew, another show that I started, but I'm mixed on. Creature Commandos. Have you gave that a shot?
No, not yet. Not yet. It's like because I never finished all the way through with Harley Quinn, and then
The new
Kite-
season just started of
the
that.
Kite Man show. Oh, yeah. See, it's like there's the other DC animated stuff. I kind of want to work my way through first before getting to Creature Commandos. So,
and I will say though, you mentioned Kite Man. Hell yeah. It takes a few episodes to fully get into it to feel like its own thing. So don't start it and be like, "Oh fuck that." It's worth giving it its due time.
Fair enough. Especially if it's in that same world and it's using characters we're already familiar with. I'm willing to go out a little further. Take more of a risk for that one.
But I will say, Creature Commandos wasn't exactly what I wanted, and it's different from, of course, Harley Quinn and whatnot. But
sure,
it's interesting because you're getting this one serialized story, but each episode we're digging and getting the backstory of each of the Creature Commandos. And there's a lot of heartbreaking and gut-wrenching things that happen to these characters and led to this situation for them. So that I applaud, but it's just not as fun as those other shows and other James Gunn stuff. But I don't know. Sorry.
Oh, for sure. Nice.
Yeah.
Well, it's on the queue for sure.
For sure. Well, I don't know. Any other shows that you're been watching? Been interested?
Not really. I kind of she's been rewatching the entire run of ER. Wow. That was one I never really got into, but I got to admit, I'm like, okay, every once in a while it'll start to pull me in. I'm like, okay, you know what? I do see why this show is like such a big deal. And now with Noah Wiley's got a new hospital drama on Max that just kind of kicked off recently.
The Pit? So, is that what it is?
Yes. So she's like, oh, she really wants to check that out. But after we get through all of this, because it's like they're not related at all, even though he's sounds like he's playing almost the same character, but different city, different hospital, blah blah blah.
Fair enough.
But yeah, I mean that's a show. It's funny because it's like everybody fucking did ER. Everyone.
Oh yeah.
There's so many crazy. I mean, all of the Sunny Gang. I think we've now seen come through that roll through that hospital at various points.
Ooh, speaking of that, did you catch them on Abbott Elementary?
No.
It's interesting. I've never watched that show. I watched a couple episodes in the beginning, but I watched it for those guys, and
definitely, it's like I'll watch it for them. Okay. Yeah. I feel like they're gonna have to soften the blows a little,
but I guess once Sunny comes back, they're doing another part, so that gang will be able to kind of break loose a bit. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
And I guess Glenn was filming another show, and they only had him for half a day. And the way they work him into this is genius. How it comes and goes. Yeah,
that's awesome.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. You
no. It's all good. No, that's great. Yeah. That's great. I've been curious about how that was going to work. So I know they hyped it up quite a bit when they announced the filming was even happening.
Right.
And they leaked all those photos. Well, they posted all those photos and stuff. But yeah, it's just gonna make me want more Sunny. I want full on Sunny to come back.
I'm like, when is it coming? I know they wrapped, but I think they wrapped. But I will say, if you're a fan of Mythic Quest, it's coming back in a couple of days.
That one I think I got to give another
shot. A little bit.
It didn't quite suck me in the first time, but I think I need to give it another shot though.
That's another one that you're going to give a few episodes.
Yeah.
And then the story does
coming in.
Oh, he gets a lot to do in this, which is nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
Whew. All right.
Yeah.
Toasties. A little bit of TV taquitos in there at the end for you.
Yeah.
Nice little morsel to snack on. Oh,
Well,
shoot.
thank you guys for listening or watching.
Yeah.
We appreciate
Thanks for
it.
joining us, folks. As always, until next time, please enjoy yourselves. Stay safe, stay sane as you can this crazy
Right.
day and age, and enjoy some movies.
Yes, take your mind off life somehow. Do that.
Yep.
Peace.